What's up?
Welcome to the 8.
Welcome to the Ocho.
I like it.
So are we kicking this off again the same way we did last week?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Do you guys like that? Do you want me to keep talking about things?
I think it's interesting.
All right, so this week I'm going to talk about politics.
Okay.
Not politics in the traditional sense. However, I will say, I walked past the White House earlier this week, and I have not seen that many rednecks outside of a White House. And I'm sure they're all like, why is it called the White House? Send comments to Cassidy at 1851 franchise.
Gotta stop making my email one where complaints go.
So here's my political stance.
Okay.
When it comes to conferences. Conferences keep letting the same people talk about the same crap. Nobody cares about that stuff. I keep asking people, how was the content at a conference? And they're like, it sucked. And that's every conference. It doesn't matter which one. Well, there's some tech conferences that people are like, the keynote was really good. Mm-hmm. Or restaurant leadership that happened in Arizona last month. They said the content was pretty good. But majority of conferences walk away, or the people walk away being disappointed with what the story is. Vet out the people that are going to give the information. There are plenty of folks that are willing to give information that will be beneficial to your viewers or your guests that aren't trying to sell something. They just want to communicate. They want to help the betterment of whatever the industry is. So I heard that twice, two different conferences this week, that the content wasn't great. So I challenge conferences to stand up and give better content, especially for franchising, because franchising is not easy. It's very complex for the Franchisee Awards. Conferences, step it up.
I like it.
That's Nick's thought this week.
This is the 8.
This is the 8. All right, welcome back.
Diving right in.
Fantastic
news. So there's a new video series for Deluxe called Small Talks, and Chuck Runyon, the CEO of Any10 Fitness, sat down for an interview there. And he talked about his top pieces of advice for people that are looking to become franchisees that are going to be successful within their industry. And he recommends researching the industry that you want to go into, making sure that there's room for growth, talking to the corporate team and making sure that you get to know them, and then of course talking with existing franchisees to make sure that it's going to be a good fit for you and that the validation aspect is there.
The advice is usually typically the same, so it's not like he was saying anything innovative in that scenario. Right. But what's interesting of his view is when you're the founder of a brand, you're going to have you're going to take a little bit of a different approach to the way that you're selling a franchise. I really like this. Deluxe, kudos to you. You've mastered marketing to small businesses. You create content that is relevant to those that are buying your products. And another good example, and you can watch it on our site, or you can see it in the link on the 8. Good content, good video, and good relevancy back to their target audience, which would be small business.
All right, our Fran Liberty now. So we have a new voice on 1851. Carrie Luxem, the CEO of Restaurant HR Group, is going to be posting a video every Tuesday on 1851, so be on the lookout for that. The one that I'm linking out to you in this week's 8 just kind of gives an overview of what she's going to be talking about, but it's really designed for people in the restaurant industry who want to move forward and propel in their careers, and it's great content. I'm
blown away by what Carrie's doing. She's doing a great job. I see all of her videos outside of the 1851 ones on LinkedIn. Authentic. She's talking directly to the audience and the content that they want, and we're happy to have her here at 1851.
Absolutely. All right. So Fresh Money.
Non-sponsored.
Non-sponsored, yeah.
Non-sponsored. Fresh Money.
Fresh Money. So in an effort to make a purchasing experience more seamless for its users, Instagram now pretty quietly rolled out, a feature where people can buy directly in the app. Before, you were kind of linked out to this pop-up screen where you could go to a brand's small version of their site and buy, but now you can store your payment information and do it right there. I think it's a smart move. It's another way that Instagram is trying to step up its way to cater to businesses with the Facebook ownership. So
smart content that's relevant. Relevancy score is high on Instagram, especially those that are coming in from an advertising standpoint. I've bought a few things off of there. Eventually, there's going to be this peak where all the big technology players have to play in social in the way that you're buying things. And here's a good first step. I'm curious what's going to happen when Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook and Instagram become more of one, because it's going to push in that direction. People don't want complexity. They want one simple place to go to for all their information. And here, it's a good step in the right direction for integration with everything else that's happening on the phone.
Absolutely. All right, your Frant this week. So this one is about how we continuously evolve the way that we go about PR here at NLA and measuring the effort KPI.
Why are you smiling so big?
Because I just thought it was, I wasn't expecting it when I read it.
It was a
great column. So
part of the inspiration behind this one, and those of you who are reading this, it's more so for a founder or CEO or someone in executive leadership who's trying to figure out when something works and when something doesn't. I read a story about Jeff Bezos making it that PowerPoints are gone at Amazon. So he starts a meeting and gives them a narrative. They read it for 10 or 15 minutes, and then they talk about it as a group. And it's making the information stick more. Thought it was an interesting approach. So tried it with the column this week. We'll see how it goes.
I liked it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm glad you read it. You read every column.
I read all of your columns.
Because you edit my columns.
I would read them anyway.
You read my columns?
Totally.
What was my
Totally.
What was my last one?
Got some Frand.
All right, I know she's a producer, but I want to see Emily's face. And it goes with a 0. Thank you.
All right.
I mean that. Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of. Branch forward.
Okay, we're branching forward. So touched on this even a little bit earlier, but obviously it's impossible to branch forward without franchisee validation within your system. So we spoke to a couple of the top 10 brands that won Franchise Business Review's Franchisee Satisfaction Awards this year. Some of the executives behind the brand that received the highest scores, just to learn how they're getting these validation scores, what they're doing to ensure that their franchisees are happy, and why it's so important for them to be tracking this validation.
Great content. Don't rely just on what a brand's telling you their validation is. Dig in for yourself. I mean, we encourage it when we're signing clients at the agency or at 1851 that we're telling them talk with a few of our clients. Talk with people that left our agency that are no longer a client, because it will give you good insight. Eventually, you'll get their story, our story, and somewhere in the middle will be the truth. So use it as part of your journey from a franchisee standpoint, but not the be all end all. Can you make us laugh this week?
I think so. I thought it was funny, but I like stupid jokes. So, why did the marketer get off the trampoline? He was worried about his bounce rate. I still think it's funny, and I wrote it.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I think you've used that one before.
I don't think I have.
I think you have.
Oh, maybe I have.
I know you've told a marketer and
I
bounce
tell
rate
a
joke.
lot of marketer jokes. I'm not going to go back and dig
watch
through.
most of our episodes. If you can call out in the comments
Oh,
that
great.
Cassie used that joke before.
Sorry.
That would be an example of a great dad joke. A dad joke is
It's
one
just one
that just keeps
that's
on being told over and
over.
over and over and over. Again.
Well, if I used it, I guess I should start keeping like a running list
Neither
and
one.
read
Or
it.
maybe Sean. You know what? It may have been Sean. Maybe Sean's told that to me.
I would believe it that I did it, so who knows?
For inspiration.
I'll check. For inspiration, today comes from Lonnie Helgerson, who's the chairman of the board at Kicks Mobile. Today, candidates want to do as much self-discovery as possible, so providing them with content and market presence is paramount.
Love it, and I love, I mean, Lonnie's always posting on LinkedIn about Kicks Mobile. I mean, they're someone that's committed to creating awareness of stories that are relevant to him, so great stuff there. And then last but not least, do we have a
Franemie.
Franemie?
I think it can be depending on what brand you
Great.
are. So the part of the Affordable Care Act became law recently that requires chains that have over 20 locations to post nutritional information, including their calorie count and all of their menus. So if you didn't already have that, you were going to need to do that, and it applies to any type of brands like grocery stores, movie theaters, and vending machines as well that have more than 20 locations. They need to have that information up there. So I don't know if that's your Franemie or your Frand, but
I think it's a good first step for the restaurant industry, but you can see some of this movement to plant-based diets that still the consumer doesn't trust everything that's going into these menu items. So it's not just about the calories, it's about the ingredients that go into it. So sodium is going to play heavier, or antibiotics, or things that make the food not authentic or organic. So I think this is a good first step, but it also opens up the door to what do the consumers really want. Calorie counting is important, but if you look at the way that plant-based is
Right.
turning up in the news, I think it's much deeper than that. So restaurants, you want to get in front of what's happening next. You want to win with consumers. Be transparent. Come out straight up. Here's straight up about our menu. Do it now, and then therefore when it turns into regulation, which it will at some point, you can look back and say, we didn't need the government to tell us
Right.
or to make us tell our customers what's in our product. We did it. We did it straight up, and I think there's value in that.
I agree.
This is the 8.